Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining another LeadSquared webinar. I am Shubhani Roy, and you probably have received an email or two from me. I also work for the marketing team at LeadSquared. So, thank you so much for joining. I know it's been a while since we've had one of these sessions for customers like yourself, but we are back and we plan to do a lot more. Today, we are discussing some of the most common nagging questions that probably come to us to essentially help you use lead squared in a better way. So help you use lead squared in a manner where you don't have to come to us at all for any reason whatsoever. So I have Amitabh and Arti with me who are going to take us through the session. They are our experts from the support team. Let us first get to know them a bit better, and then of course I will leave it to the audience to introduce yourselves later on chat. So Arti, please tell us a little bit about yourself, your experience with Lead Squared so far. How has the journey been?
Hi everyone, good evening. Hi, I'm Aarti and I'm part of a LeadSquared support team. I've been here for like 2 years, 1 month now, and it has been a wonderful journey. I joined initially as an intern and got converted to a full time, and it's like a dream run so far to be part of LeadSquared.
Awesome, lovely to hear that. Now, Amitabh, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, hi everyone. So, it's been 2 years and 1 month in LeadSquare, but the journey is quite good as of now. And when we joined and when we got converted, the company announced that they are now unicorns. So, that was even a good news for us. And it's been well. In the support team, it's going well. And we will take you to today, like what issues you get and how challenging issues you get. So, we'll just walk through you to that. And yeah, Shivani.
Few of us would have like come across me and Amitabh while you raise ticket asking you to
Right,
do certain things. You sometimes probably would be like, okay, we already know this, do next. So here we are telling you what to do next.
right.
Awesome. Before I hand it over, a quick note to everyone who has joined us. So again, we want to keep this conversational. If you have any questions, please put it across. Any concerns, or if you just want to say hi, we are here to help you out. Anything whatsoever that comes to your mind about Lead Squared or even outside of Lead Squared, feel free to put it here. We are here to listen to you. With that, I will go off stage and I will let Arti and Amitabh take it ahead.
Thank you, Shivani, for that. So, hi everyone. So, we will be taking you to a walkthrough and how challenging issues come to you when you are doing something in LeadSquare. It will be very basic also, and few of them would be like how to do it. So, we'll just walk you through that with help of a PPT we will be using and our test accounts. So, we'll give you the workflows, the navigation, and all that.
For any questions, you can always type your questions in the chat. We'll pick them up.
Okay. So, I will just share the PPT. So so I think the PPT would be visible to you all if you can do just a thumbs up in the chat. Great. So today we will be taking a session on LeadSquare Made Easy, a masterclass by me, and Aarti would be doing that. So let's go across. So, firstly, starting like we want that our customers who are using LeadSquare at very high usage or low usage, they can always go to a certain website where we produce all the help documents. And if you have any related questions, so they can help you. So you can just go to help.leadsquare.com. I will just put that link in the chat itself. So you can just go to that link and it will help you out. Aarti, would you like to take that on? I'll just
Um,
put.
so like if you go through like if you ever been to this site, you're aware about how well elaborated the help articles are. They'll tell you each step and what to follow. So we have help articles for all modules as of now. So like if you even go through this, you'll have a great knowledge about how LeadSquare operates. And uh, so many times it will help you with the integration also. So we have help articles for integration, how a certain module works, what is the certain behavior. So everything you'll find here. So please feel free to explore the site.
Many of them are using Facebook and Instagram leads ads connector also. So we have a detailed thing which we can just you can see, and you can just go through that how the integration works from both the sites, either Facebook or like lead square end. So you can be clear of how to you can just integrate both the platforms, right? And we have some basics also, like we will just covering three, so we'll just go onward to the slide. So the first main issue or first main thing which comes like when you're setting up account, like what and how the fields are. So we have lead fields and then we have user fields. So user fields, what they do, how they work, and what's their navigation and everything. Where do we find user fields? So I will just share my screen as well to get you a glimpse of how user fields work in the account of LeadSquare.
So while Amitabh shares his screen, so we already have certain users field created based on all the forms we have. So there are other user fields, right? Based on your industry, you might require certain other user fields like employee ID or maybe a team, what team they belong to. So for that, you can create custom users. Yeah, Amitabh, your screen is visible.
Yeah. So, like, if I want to visit user fields in my account, so I would be just going to settings, users and permission on my left side, and then I can just navigate it to user fields. And then I can have like fields over here, and to create them, you can just go here and we can put out a name, a display name, a schema name, and then what data type it is storing, like what data it is storing. If it's just a text, so it can do if a number, like you have a employee ID which you want to share as a number, so 1234. If it's a date time, some you want to like just get a birth date of any of your employees, which will be there. And then a drop down list, like many data containing in a drop down, like an long text if you want to some long description of the employee. So where do they found it, right? So this is how you can just set up it. So you can also make it if it can be mandatory or if it can be editable, or it's a only one time thing. And this setting will help that if your sales user has a limited access, so it these fields would be hidden from him, only the admins can access to it.
Yeah,
Arti, you want to
right.
add on something in this?
So based on data type, right? So drop down fields would be like which teams you belong to. So like let's say I and Amitabh belong to support team, right? So drop down can be like based on a custom field. It could be your team. Date and time would be like birthday. Maybe you want to send your employees birthday card or birthday cake gifts. So you can set automation based on this. So you have this user field available at all times. So you can create custom fields if and when required.
Right. Now moving on to the next slide. So, yeah, Arti, you can.
So many times we have heard these questions from you that what is the difference between a sales group and a team, right? So like first very basic differences, sales group is just for sales users while team could be for everyone. So let's take an example. In an industry, you can have different teams. Like at LeadSquared, we have different teams. Like we have key accounts, we have a support, right? We have HR department. So all of this can fit into teams. But then within support, we might have sales group. Like we have manager, below manager we have team leads. Like we'll have certain people reporting to them. So only sales user can be part of sales group, whereas teams could be uh, for everyone in the for all the sales user or admin whosoever present in the lead square account.
So let me just walk them through also from my test account. So again, we can just go to our home screen to navigate to sales group or teams. We need to go to settings, and in user and permission, we will find the sales group. Now, so we have already created a test dummy sales group. Let me just edit it. So your test group, your sales group can have a sales group name and the description. Description can be there because if you are using widely the service of sales group, so you need to have a description that what region is it associated, or like which zone is it from, right? And then you can have some sales user who can act as a sales group manager for these sales user who would be added here. Right. And if we want to create it, then we can just go here on this link and then we can have the same settings over here. We can just add the users and then we can like have a permission also for these folks, like what they can do and if they can add any users or if they can modify anything from this group.
Yeah, like let me take this forward as in with an example. So like uh, at industry level talking, so if you might have RSMs and like sales managers, and that above which would be a regional sales. So you want this leads to be visible, right? A manager should be able to see everybody's leads who are under them. So you have this access to allow the manager either to edit, view, or modify them. So edit would allow the manager to edit whosoever belongs to his group. He can edit their leads, like he can change the owner or like whatever field, right? So you can also give just the view access, like you want your manager to keep a tab on all the leads that are coming in, but you don't want managers to make changes to their sales users. So like based on your requirement you can modify and give the permission. So like you can see on the screen there are four options, so based on which you can create sales group. So a manager has like access based on this sales group. So if you allow access here, it would like he'll be able to. So like again, while creating a sales group, if you allow them to view permissions and things, and there are four people under him, but then if you deny this permission at the permission template level, right, it would contradict, right? So you have to make sure that you allow permissions even in the permission template and in the sales group.
Now, if you want to add any sales user, so you can just put it here and then they would be added here in this window. And then you can just save and it should run like this way. So this was all for sales group. Now we can go to teams. So teams navigation is also the same settings and then user permission and then teams. The fourth option is there. So we have already created a LeadSquared team. So if we go, just expand it. So we can have like the main and then we have four adjacent to it. For creation purpose, good. So we can just give a name, a description of the team. Teams also have dependencies where which region it's hosted or which zone it is. Like if you are planning, you are on whole India, you are so east, west zone. You can just have these. And then if you want to make any parent team, then you can just select it from here. And we have few more options in teams only, which covers like if we want to apply some sort of holiday calendars to the team, if you want to apply a workday template, workday which will basically make that if team is working from Monday to Thursday or Monday till Friday and Saturday Sunday are their offs. If you want to apply some sort of smart views to a particular team, like this team would be having a smart view of only the north zone, so they can have that. We can apply even dashboards. So dashboard is the same, that we can apply some sort of dashboard which that team only would be visible, and then apply homepage. So homepage and dashboard we can just have back and forth. Yeah. So I think this was clear, and then we can go to our next topic, which is permission template. Yeah, Aarti.
So permission template could be like, let's say once a lead is created, there are a few fields you do not want your users to change. Let's say mobile number, right? So based on this permission template, you can allow user to like you can restrict the user from accessing this data either access, like they'll be able to access it, but they'll not be able to edit it, right? So based on this, you'll be able to restrict user from editing certain fields, or let's say you can you know like hide mobile number field. Let's say you do not want your user to see the mobile number or the email address, sensitive data, right? So many of our like customers is from fintech company, right? So you don't want your customers pan and other to be displayed, right? So those can be masked. So this is all done using permission template. uh,
Right.
Amitabh.
I will just share my screen to also elaborate it on the LeadSquare platform. So these all where permission and users are related. So we just found them in one hole here only. So permission template, it's here, settings, then users and permission, and then permission templates. So as of now, in my test account, I haven't created. So I will just create one. So with permission template, you can restrict, you can allow, you can do many things. If you are opportunity based users, so you would be having an option here also for the opportunity. So here we have a permission template. So if we want to create, if we want to impose this on all users, then we can do it. If we want to do them on a particular like sales group only, where all sales group users are there, which we explained you a few moments back, so we can do that. Here also we have an additional set of access. So for dashboard, reports, marketing, workflow, content, all recordings, API access, custom apps, and leads. So we can have a restrict them all also for all users. To be a precise for leads, activities, tasks, which are the main modules of LeadSquare. So we can just have them if you want to like restrict a view access for anyone. So you just so here you can see like green is allowed, yellow is partially allowed, and white is not allowed. So we can just put it here and we can just put it here, like it will be configured. Now you can just mask all fields also, like here if you don't want to show your sales user that what phone number the lead has, what email address the lead has, so you can just restrict it from here. We have, or you in your account you would be seeing all the fields which you have. So if we want to mask like a phone number, so we can just mask it here and we can save it. So now all the other lead field will be visible, but phone number would be coming in the on the V card, that XXX and number. Same as with create also. If you don't want to give permission to create or edit or delete or export from manage leads or manage activities or anything. So we have all those functionality over here. These can be fully partially removed also, and these can be partially given also. So partially I explained you. And if you have tasks, so you would be having this sort of permission template where you need to give some sort of permission to the user to complete the task. Ati, you want to add anything on this?
Yeah. So many times, some of you folks raised to us that I'm not able to export leads from the report section, right? So I hope you have your answers here. So here, if you do not have permission for export, you will not be able to export
Oh,
any kind of reports from the LeadSquared. So same with the import. So if you do not have permission to import, like let's say you do not want your users to import any kind of data into the account, you can restrict it from here, and they'll not be able to do it. So based on your use cases, you can mask, unmask field, also hide fields. Like in the view access, you can remove certain fields. Like if they are text type field, they'll not be able to. They'll see XXX, and if it's a number, they'll be able to see last two digit of the number. The rest of the
right.
digits will come in the XXX format. Similar with the task. Task also, like so many times, so many accounts have this automation create task for them. So you don't want your users to mark the task complete, or like until certain activities are performed, right? So this is where you can restrict it. So I hope we are answering your queries.
Right. So next time, if any queries are coming, like we are not able to export, so you can just go and check the permission template which is deployed to that particular user. From manage users, you can just check and then you can just see that if the access is given or not. So that will make things easier for you. Like just
For the
we'll just
sales user, you will not be able to view this permission template. Only admins will have access to change it. So please reach out to your admins in case, or we are always here at support@leadsquare.com.
right. So we'll just go to the next template now. So in starting we discuss for user fields. Now we will dig in into lead fields. What are lead fields, how they work in lead square? So lead square and lead fields are like, they two interrelate each other, because lead fields are very important phase, and we need to have them in our accounts. So set up everything, even if our lead has any unique data with them, so we need to set up. So we'll just go through that and we'll show you how it is being done in the test account. So lead fields you will find, and if we go to dashboards, and from where you can navigate to lead fields. So if we just go to settings over here, and then if you want to go to leads, then we will go to the lead section, which is on the left, the fourth option, and then lead fields we have here. So in my test account, I have created many these fields, right? So these are many. So if you want to create it next time, so what you need to do. So as of now, I don't have the, like, I can create, right? So Ati, you want to take this?
Yeah, right. Again, so the error that you see on Amitabh's screen is he does
Hmm.
not have access to, like, he do not have limit to add more lead fields. So on this time, you can always reach out to support@leadsquare.com, who will route it to the correct team. So we'll add more custom lead fields to
So
your
this
account.
can be added as well, and in your account manager or the billings team can increase it also. So you don't need to worry if you have 75 lead fields created. You can get it also. You can get 15 more added in your account to just get your work done, because you would be, your use case, your industry would be having many fields which are like related to, like, if you are in insurance, then you would be having client code, you would be having client ID, you would be having quote IDs, right? In education, you would be having percentage of 10th, percentage of 12th, like your BCom marks, your this, so many fields. So you can just always reach out to your account manager or support at the rate lead square. So we'll just get it upgrade, and like there would be an increment done. Yeah, Arti.
Yeah, right. So again, here you can always create a lead field, name it based on your requirement, and then this can also be of many types. Like, it could be text, it could be drop down, it could be dependent drop down. Like, let's say you ask me, what what I took in class 12, right? If it's science, based on that, maybe show me graduation courses like engineering, BSc, BTech. So like if I took commerce, suggest me BBA, right? So it could be multi drop down. It could be Boolean, either yes or no. It could be text, number, date and time, right? So we have website also, right? So all this would allow you, based on your requirement, you can create whatever kind of custom field you want. So email, we have a like logic setup where it should accept the value at the rate something.com, right? Domain.com. So if you mark a field as email, it will only allow you to write like a text field at the rate domain.com. Anything except that, it won't accept, right? So in the number type, we have integer and decimal, right? So again, percentage would require the decimal, right? So based on your use case, you can always create these fields. Below it, you in the number field, you can set up a limit, right? For those customers where the customers are only from India, we know it's a 10-digit number. But other customers with customer across globe, right? You can have this restriction where you can put a minimum and a maximum length of numbers that your users can add, right? So it can be from 7 to 12, 9 to 15, whatever, right? Below
So
it is
yeah.
lead field properties. So this is like very critical, right? You have to make sure that you tick correct options here, because if, like, let's say it's mandatory, you do not tick this, and then your users are creating a field without phone numbers, and you are like, how is my user creating lead square? Please look into this, right? So make sure, like, if you want a field to be there, like let's say email or phone number, certain details that you want your users to fill every time a lead is created, make sure you mark this as is mandatory,
Is back.
right? Next is show and import, right? So like while you're trying to import leads, right? So if you do not tick this option, you will not be able to map it. So
Right.
if you want this field to be mapped while you're importing leads, make sure you tick this option. uh, then is use in lead clone. So lead clone is not that most of the accounts use, but like let's say if you have lead cloning, right? So if you want this field to be cloned, then you need to tick this option. Most of the use cases won't go for this one, but if your use case allows, you can say it, right? Show in quick add. Now this one is very important. If you do not uh, mark this field, you will not be able to add this field in a quick add field that you see right next to on the manage leads page when you're trying to create a lead, right? If you do not mark this field won't be visible. So so many times this comes up. So please make sure you pick this if you want this specific custom field to show up in the quick add leads,
Right.
right? Include in mail merges, like email campaign. Let's say first name is a system generated field already. So if this field is not ticked, let's say you want to mail merge my percentage while you sending me a campaign, right? So if you don't tick this, you'll not be able to use mail merge anywhere across modules of LeadSquared. And last one is lock after create. That means let's say you have uh, I uploaded a PDF in a CSV file, and you don't want anybody to edit this, or let's say I put up my PAN card and you don't want anyone to edit this, so you can lock after create. So apart from admin, nobody will be able to edit this field. So if you want your users to, add certain values just once, you can use this option.
Right. Fairly explained, Aarti, on this, like what are the benefits and how we can just increase the lead fields right in the account and what's the properties of the user. So those were fairly like understood here, and we can go to our next topic. Also, the people who have joined us online, you can just drop in your questions here in the chat. We'll try to answer them, or we can take them and further of this session. Next is a very good, like the most issue raising thing, lead details with. So many times we get to know that this field is not visible in the like quick ad form or anywhere. So how to get them and what things we need to get in the lead V card. Like I'm not able to add it. So how to do it? So we have a dedicated help doc for this also. So if you like, I will just share my screen again and we can just go there.
So these are already system generated forms, right? Please do not mistake this as a dynamic form. Dynamic form is what you create based on your use cases. These are like by default existing forms which you can use if you're like if this fulfills your requirement. There's no need to go on and create a dynamic form.
Right. Also, this would be only lead based. So all the lead fields which you have created, right? So it would be here. So don't mistake it with why my task fields are not there, why my activities fields are not there. So it's a legacy form which we call here. So it will give you all the lead fields which you have in the system. So many times you would see that these are the fields which are there. And also if you want to go to this, so this navigation is clear, settings, leads, and then lead forms. So here we have few options. So where you want to see these fields. So if create lead form is there, so you can just, if I want to add that which which city the lead is from, so I just will. So this is drag and drop thing. You can just drag it, and it will place here. So you can just drag and drop the things. You can make the sizes that it should be stayed in one column only when the form is displayed. And if you want to remove some sort of fields which you are not required, which is not in the thing, so order value, if I don't want, then I will just pull it here and it will be in the hidden fields, so it won't be displayed over there. Right. Same with all the additional fields also, which are there by system only, like created by who has created it, domain like these are for my test account. It will vary from accounts to accounts. And then later, if I want to just save it, I will save it and it should be displayed over there. We have few more actions in this, like we have create lead form and then create lead form on mobile. like the users who are using the LeadSquare mobile app on their iOS or Android phones. So for them, it would be easy that if you just want to interact with the customer, the end lead, and you want some basic fields only, basic fields where you want just want to gain some, like what the first name, last name, email, phone, and mobile, and you don't want any other fields, so you can just drag them out, and they would be only 5 6 fields which will be there. Next, if we want, like, we have a quick, like the same as a create lead form is full, like in depth, like how many fields you have and how much additional information you can get from an end lead. Now if it's an one-to-one meeting and you just want to take some quick unique information from the client, as for his phone number or his PAN ID or Aadhaar number, so you can just create quick form and you can just have these fields which would be signifying that it's added in the system. Now you can just call them further and you can take more information. Next we go is agent popper form. This is used widely because most of the legacy forms are based on agent pop-up, and then if your use case is using a telephony in your system, so you'll just get a pop-up here, right? And it will display all these information. So a phone is ringing and there's an incoming call to the user, so they can just on call only take certain information from the end lead, and they can just save it over there only in a single touch. Last one is lead V card. So here, like V card is here. So I will just open V card as well for you guys to see all these details which are here. So how we can just change it over a lead. So I will just go to a lead. If I want to go to John Singh, which is a test lead for me. So all these, like how we can just modify it and what fields we can give to these things. Because when you open a lead, so basic information are displayed on the left side, and then we have these lead properties like who's the owner, lead source, lead age, and many more. Like you can have, if your use case is for insurance or BFSI, so you can have client code, court ID, what's the ask they are asking. If it's an edtech, then you can just place 10th marks, 12th marks, which stream they have done their 12th, or which stream they are in their undergrad or postgrad. So you can just pull out all these lead, like you can just put out in lead properties here. Ati, you want to
Yeah.
add on this topic?
Just to clear the confusion, what you see on the left top side in the blue highlighted box is what we call the V card, right?
Hmm.
So you can add fields that you want to see here and remove based on your use case.
Right. This is the same screen which we saw on the lead forms page as well, from where
And
we can just add
again,
and this one.
uh,
So
yeah, right.
cool. Just go to the next topic, which we will cover today. So, what are dynamic forms? So, how do we create it? What's the workflow? And what you can do with like dynamic forms? How does it work? What we have, what LeadSquare can give you from dynamic forms, how it can make your work easier. So, we will just tell you that. I'll just share my screen again.
Yeah, while he shares his screen, does the name suggest dynamic, right? So this form you can create based on your use cases. It could be like you can set up a certain rules for the form to behave in a certain way, right? Like let's say again, my 12th qualification, if it's science, then the next should come up based on my choices of class 12, right? So all of this can be set up in the rules. So the dynamic form can be created on lead level, activity level, task level. So again, uh, this dynamic forms you can like use everywhere. So if you want your users to, like let's say, behave like, if I give certain data to you, it should take a specific uh, workflow, then that's where you use the dynamic form.
Right. And we can have many types of form. We can have a primary form and then sub form attached to it. We can also have a single step form or a multi-step form. Multi-step form are widely used because, like, if a lead has many factors on which we evaluate a lead, like their details and their family details and then their set of details which we need to have, then we can have those as well. And we have few settings which we can highlight over, like save the form after final setup or save the form after each step, right? So we can have those created as per the use case. And then if we just choose create, so this is our form window. So we have this tab one, and then we have the design. So it's a low code thing. We don't need to code anything. We just need to play drag and drop, and it will. So basic, if I want to just make a form, so I will have a phone number in it. I will have a first name. I will have a last name. And if I want to have some other details, like if which city is he from or she is from, then we can have which state. So we can have that also. If they have any secondary mobile numbers, so we can have their main mobile number. So this is how easy it is to just drag and drop and just play around with yours, right? So this is just a lead form as of now. You can have it in activity based also, task based also, depending on your use, like what the use case you are having. So if you want to just preview, now you have just set up your form. Now if you want to preview your form, then what you will do, you just preview it, and here you will get a preview window of how the form will look to the end user or the lead owner or the sales user when he's like in front of the lead and they are just taking out in front. So it will be very easy. Like he can just ask the names and everything, and he can just fill it. Few properties which you will get here also in the field properties, that what it will do if you want to set up any default values or any placeholder needs to be there, like first name needs to be there only. So if I do that and just preview it, so should give me a sort of background image, like first name only. Many times it's like we have written it, but the end user or the sales user is like they have taken some other information. So we can just place them also in the right direction. And we have many, like read only, make the field read only, and hide by default, and many. So this is how you can set up a form. If we go and publish it, so it is published now. So that's your first form is published. Now if you want to see it where it is published, so I have given this name test webinar. So I will just go to my home screen, which will take me to the manage forms page. And if I just go here in status, which is published, and if I do it today, so I can see my name of the form and form ID, and it's who has done it, modified and modified on. We have these options: status as published, and the type, like form is primary or subform. And we have few action icon which are here on the form.
Um, so like forms is a very vast module. Since we can't cover all of it, I've pasted the link for the help article. You can always go through it, and you'll be able to have an in detailed perspective about how forms work, right? So like so many customer use, like they export the form from here, and then they put it on their website, right? So all of this and how it's done, I've pasted the help article link. Please go through it.
Right. And for any queries, you can always reach out to us, support@leadsquare.com. So we will be there to help you out. Let's go to our next topic. So in the last window, you would have seen that when I have created the form, it was taking me to a part to create a process. What is process? So we'll just take you out, like how a process works in LeadSquare, where we can deploy it, in what modules we can deploy, and so on. So I will just share my screen, and I will just unpublish and show you that screen where I was getting that to create a process. Just give me a second.
Okay, so process designer, right? So, like the name suggests, it designs the process the way you want it. So you can use dynamic forms on a different modules of Lead Squared, and how you want it is where you design this, right? So you, let's say you have a use case where you have different teams taking up leads on different stages, right? So based on this, you can set up if else conditions in the process designer, that only specific set of teams should be able to access this form, right? So all of this can be done using process designer. Yeah,
Right.
Amitabh, your screen is
So
visible.
last form, which test webinar I published, but there was a pop-up in the last when it was published. So it is asking me like I need to go to back or I can create a. So let's go to create a process because both are interlinked. So we can use both of them to help us a little more in exploring lead square and to using. So now the process, like we can have them at two areas. One is a specific work area, which would be your lead management activity, task, and smart views, and many more. And one is on task complete, which is widely used among customers at LeadSquare because anywhere if their sales user or end user is marking a task complete, then they are getting this pop-up form where they can fill all the details which they interacted with the customer and if they are quoting anything or anything like that. So we'll just take you through that. So if we do at a specific work area, so what are work areas? So we have lead area, activities, task, smart views, and other areas. So if we want to just get it along on lead, so you can just also, if you're creating it for yourself, so you can just hover it around like which area it would be visible on. On forms, we have given both the like hovering around, so you can just see like where it is getting deployed. If you want to add task and then mobile, so you can do these. Same as if you have any sort of activities which are hosted upon, if you are relying on them, then you can just have that where it is getting deployed. And if you like if you want to post it on lead cred, like you can want to deploy it there, so you can have that as well. On the right side, I will just zoom out and then you can see. So it in the action button here you can see that this process has been deployed.
Yeah, so there is a long list on where you can deploy a form. So we've given this option on all possible places so that you have a seamless experience while using LeadSquared, and you have your own process in place as well, right?
Right.
So this option are like given as many places as possible, so you can set up this process wherever you want, right? I've also pasted the link for this on how to create a process. So like Amitabh showed, right? Whenever you hover over it, it will show where the form will be deployed,
Right.
so you can explore this at your own sweet time.
Right. And like many times we get a issue also on the same that if like the end user is not able to see it. So if we have created it, now we can give few of the conditions. Like, so if we have given a multi if else, so it will work upon like, suppose like I have given it to user type. So user is, and then it's a regular users. So if I deploy it, then only the regular users who have a web access can access this form. Now, if I change it to mobile users, then both would be doing it. Now, if I remove regular, then mobile users only would be like seeing this process deployed to their mobile app. We have many fields as the user fields which we discussed in the beginning. So you can add them here and you can just have it. If the use case is like differential between the departments, like you have one department who sees the science part, one department who sees the commerce part, and one department who sees the arts and like history. So you can have three departments, and then you can, if your lead is coming in department science, then the science group would be seeing that those set of process on the leads also, and for history it's different, for commerce it would be different. So from here you can just segregate your processes. And we have given a help doc as well. The help doc contains of all these things from where you can just plug and play, how you can provide authentication to a user, how you can give permission, so that all you can do, right? Then we go to automation. Automation is widely used in LeadSquare. Like every customer is using automation nowadays to automate their work and to give a workflow where and where we can convert a lead from a prospect to a final or confirmed prospect or thing for that. So we can have that. So if we want to go to automation, then will just share my screen. Till then, Aarti, you just
Yeah.
take yours.
So automation, all of you are using it for sure. So let's say a lead comes in, you want to send them a welcome WhatsApp message or an email, or let's say you want to notify your sales user that you have a new lead. Everything that you can imagine us done using automation, right? So this also again can be created based on sales user, like activity, task, right? So like we have from notify your sales user that you have a new lead, to your new lead paying payment, like making an online payment through our gateway portal. And based on that, you just send them brochures and stuff. So all of that you can think of, you can streamline it using automation here. So
Right.
again, it's a very vast module. Will not be able to cover all of it here, but we'll show you the glimpse of it. Again,
Right.
please
So
explore the help.leadsquare.com. You'll be able to have much insight on it.
right. So just if we want to create a workflow where our lead is just entered in the lead square, then we can just give few conditions to it, as if like with what condition it has came, right? So if we want to just keep it a very specific like lead activity, then if lead is created by an outbound phone call, right? So we can just put it here and set criteria. Now we can have it like if trigger on port, like if the lead has this activity on import as well, and you have just given this outbound phone call activity in the activities itself, or else it applies to with all leads or just groups, right? So we can just select it else here because we have one test group which is created here. So you just go for all leads and then save it. Now your workflow can start from here. Now when lead is created, so now what we want to do, if we want to update their lead stage, or if we want to do, if we want to update their any sort of field. So if we want to just update a lead stage, so we'll just go to lead stage over here in the update card, and like outbound call has happened, so we think that the lead is now interested, so we can just change it to this and we can just save it. So that's your simple workflow. It's set up, but they are very vastly used workflows also. So you can always set it up if there are any billings related concern, or like your account owner needs to enable few settings, which is like bulk automation triggers, bulk this. So you can just get in touch with them. This is the basic, and you can just publish it from here, and then your automation will be live. After this, any lead which is being created with an outbound phone call, like call has happened, and then the automation will work itself and it will update the lead stage that the lead is interested, without you doing a manual effort going on the lead and just choosing it that lead stage is interested. So that's how automation is, and you can set up your workflows and everything. Also, like all modules which we are explaining you here, if you just go to this action icon, right? So here we document all these things. So you can just have, I'll just open it here only, that automation home. So we have full guided tour here in the help doc that you can choose, and you can just check like what actions you need to create and like what triggers and everything. What we can do with automation also, we can send out data and we can have them call lab or webhook, right? We will go to our next topic now. Uh, so next is, if you have any issues or doubts, you can just put it in chat. Right. Also, if you have any doubts in the like how you do your day-to-day task with LeadSquare, you can always reach out to us, support@leadsquare.com. You can reach out to the account owner as well, right? Key that we have this requirement and all, so they can just help you with that, or we are always there for you.
Thank you so much, Amitabh and Aarti, for taking us through it. I see a couple of questions coming in. So we do have about 10 minutes time. I will probably request Amitabh and Aarti to just help the audience out via the chat platform. There are questions on the questions tab as well as the chat tab. So,
Sure.
yeah, I would request you to help us out there. In the meantime, for the rest of the audience, we have something exciting for you. While some of you would already be familiar with it, this is the LeadSquared Admin Certification Program, and we'd like to walk you through some of the benefits of joining the program, and essentially what does it mean for you. Why should you care? why does it benefit you? So for that, I will invite on stage Abhilash and Manjot from the certification team to just walk you through what it means for you. Thank you, Arti and Amitabh. I'll have to say goodbye to you right away. But you, as always, they're in the background. So to the audience, if you have any further questions, they are here to answer your questions. So,
Sure. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you. Thank you, Aati.
thank you, Arti. Thank you,
Thank
Amitabh.
you all.
Hey, Abhilash, over to you. Let's take it away.
Hey, hi everyone. So I'm glad that I can see more participation for this particular webinar, and I think I'm sure by towards the end of this webinar, we would have understood that most of these queries are something that we can solve by ourselves. We don't have to depend on the support team. Uh, so in order to help you guys more with your knowledge or with your understanding, so LeadSquare has launched a certification program, and that is called as LeadSquare Admin Certification. So there's a 15 days program, and we have built this keeping in mind the admins in mind. So the aim is to train the admins on how the lead square features work, how it can be configured, how it can be implemented, and this is going to be very beneficial for the ones who are handling the lead square account or who wants to reward yourself with a certificate for your knowledge. So there's a 15 days program, and so these are the curriculums that we have in place. So for the 11 days we cover each of those modules, each of the topics in detail. So that includes creating workflows, includes solving your business requirement. So with the help of a case study and with the industry project, we help you understand the lead square platform in a much better way. And the more exciting news is we have a page where you can sign up. You can let us know your interest, or you can let us know if you are interested to enroll for this program. Our team members will get in touch with you. And also the best part is we have a new batch that is commencing on 10th October, and that is going to be our 13th batch of lead square admin certification, and we have already trained around 250 plus admins. And we'll be sharing the link, the sign up link, the batch on details, and the brochure with all of you along with these recordings, so that it'll be helpful for you guys. So that's it from my end. Any questions? If you have any questions with regards to the program or certification, you can just put in the chat and I'll be happy to answer. Yes, Abhishek, there's a cost. So since there's a certification program, we can discuss regarding this. You can just sign up. You can just make an inquiry, and my team will reach out to you, and we will discuss on all the training options and the cost associated. So there's a link. So Vaishnavi has put the link in the chat. So using that link, you can make your inquiry, and we'll be reaching out to you.
I would probably tell the audience this is your chance. Any questions regarding the certification program or questions about Lead Square, please do put it up. We still have a few minutes to go. Feel free to get all your questions clarified. And as Abhilash rightly put, a lot of these, concerns that you might come across that you reach out to us for, these are simple things that you can take care of yourself. Uh, Provided you know the platform inside out, and the certification will help you do just that. So any questions at all, please put those across while we still have some time. I'm also going to pick out anything that I see relevant. Oh yes, and we have set up polls. Please do respond to those. Yes, so I see a bunch of questions on the cost, Abhilash. Urmi
Yeah.
has also asked that. So yeah, that's the golden question. How much does it cost? I
Okay,
think
so let me reveal it. So the actual price for we have two training options for this admin certification. One is live training, where there will be an instructor who is going to help you understand each of these features for the next 15 days, and for that the actual price is 34,999. But we understand that the upcoming month is a month of festive, so we have an offer. So we have launched 30% discount or offer on the current price. So after discount, it is going to be 24,499. So that is going to be the price for live training, and for self-paced. After discount, you can enroll for the self-paced admin program for 17,499.
That's a great discount. It's an early Diwali discount, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yes, certainly.
Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in, so I will conclude this session. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you have questions regarding the certification program or anything to do with your account. I am always available, as you know, Shivani at leadsquared.com. Do reach out, and I will forward your query to the concerned team. With that, I think it's a wrap, and I shall see you at the next webinar along with the team. On behalf of the team, rather, thank you so much for joining. Take care. Bye bye. It's a long weekend for those in India. So, yeah, have a good weekend. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you all.
Thank you.